Oh, I see blue, and it is glorious. Blue skies here at the Big A. Gorgeous day for baseball, and a gorgeous day to stuff your face with some hot dogs here at the Big A as we get you ready for the finale of this three-game set between the Angels and the visiting Boston Red Sox. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. I'm Victor Rojas alongside Mark Gubicza. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball. And the first couple of games have been very tough for this ball club. Obviously, the two losses dropping this team to 8.5 games back in the American League West. But today, Yoel Pinheiro, a guy who's been very consistent this year, is getting the start for the Halos.
In particular at home, Victor, he's been dominant. He's got an ERA of 2.37 at home as far as starting ball games. He's got that great power sinker down in the strike zone, so consistent. 10 wins, 1 of 4 pitches. To do that with a new team this season, aggressive, throws a lot of strikes, fields his position exceptionally well. Doesn't wow you with overall stuff as far as velocity on the fastball, but it's all about movement, a la Greg Maddux. Will throw that some curveball, slider, split finger fastball. Above all, negates the running game. He'll be in position to be able to make plays, be able to cover first, and field his position exceptionally well.
This is why we do these things live. Just as you were speaking, Gooby, Scott Shields is now in the bullpen. So it looks like Scott Shields is going to be making this start this afternoon for Yoel Pinheiro. So as we get into the ball game and we hear more from the Angels, we'll certainly get you an updated information on what happened with Yoel Pinheiro. So Scott Shields getting to start this afternoon against the Boston Red Sox, Josh Beckett. We're just about ready for baseball. Big Papi, the Red Sox, Torrey Hunter and the Angels. Even though Torrey's not in the lineup, we've got the lineups at first pitch when we return. Angel?
Brought to you by Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealers today. And by Shakey's Pizza. What did pitcher Doc Ellis wear in his hair on the field? Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. There's the center of the orange circle just down the road here from the Big A in Anaheim. It is a beautiful day for baseball. As we said at the top of the show, Scott Shields will be making the start this afternoon up against the Boston Red Sox. Still no word as to Wayuel Pinheiro, who was scheduled to start this afternoon, has been scratched from the game. But Scott Shields, a guy that's certainly not afraid to go out there, will be going out there and trying to give the Angels a couple of solid innings of baseball before heading into that bullpen. As the Angels have taken the field, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for Terry Francona and the visiting Boston Red Sox, who have won the first 2 games of this series. Marco Scudero leading things off. He's at short. Darnell McDonald in right field. Kevin Youkilis is at first base. David Ortiz, the DH, who's 5th in Red Sox history with 279 home runs. Victor Martinez doing the catching. Adrian Beltre's at third. Jeremy Hermida in left field. Bill Hall at second. And Eric Patterson is batting 9th and playing center field. See Scott Shields' numbers. First start since 2003. 15th of his career. This year as a reliever, 0-3, a 5.61 ERA. Had been pitching well up to a couple of outings ago.
Yeah, the big thing is he has started before, so he knows the adjustments you have to make as far as the starting pitch. He's going to be able to use all his pitches. He does have a changeup, but not able to use that too much out of the bullpen. His curveball's been very good. He's thrown a couple of different speeds. You'll see that today. And, of course, the 2-seam fastball that he has so well. And he'll mix in an occasional 4-seam fastball as he mixes up 3 or 4 different pitches during the course of this game.
All right, take a look at the defense. I want to ask you about the adjustment a guy like this would have to make coming into a game like today. Matsui, Willis, and Abreu from left to right in the outfield for the Halos. Cayaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, and Napoli around the infield. And then doing the catching is Bobby Wilson.
Yeah, you ask about that, Victor, the adjustments you make. Obviously, a lot of times, it's sometimes better for, Scott Shields in this situation to not know he was going to have a potential starting this game. Just have Mike Butcher say, hey, listen, Scott, can you pick us up and start? And boom, all of a sudden you get the adrenaline going, the focus. All of a sudden you're going to see him in the strike zone early on, hopefully with that type of movement that he normally would have.
There's Marco Scudero to lead things off. Scudero in last night's game had 3 hits, a couple of singles, a double, scored 2 runs. And Shields delivers a strike. Halos dropping the first game of the series Monday 6-3. Buckholz picking up the win. Last night, Boston picked up the win 4-2 with John Lackey picking up his 10th win. Scudero takes a fastball.
Where? That was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
And Scott Shields is kind of asking the same thing.
I think someone from the dugout is asking the same thing. Todd Titchener calling the balls and strikes tonight. Scudero lines one to right center field. There's a base hit. Willits over to cut it off. Bobbles it for a moment. Scudero will stay at first base. So the leadoff man is on board for Boston. And that'll bring up Darnell McDonald. McDonald got put in the lineup late last night when J.D. Drew came out with tight left hamstring, and McDonald responded, batting in that 9th spot. Going 2 for 3 with a single, a double, a walk, and a run scored. Batting in the 2-hole and back out in right field. First pitch misses down and away.
In this situation, obviously for Scott Shields, you want to have a quick, clean first inning. Put that ground ball right now to one of your middle infielders to get a double play.
One out. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. McDonald hitting .263 on the year, 6 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Red Sox don't run a whole lot. Scudero stays at first, now heads towards second on that wild pitch. And then at scoring position here in the early going for Boston. Bobby Wilson trying to block that ball, keep it in front of him.
And Scott has that very hard curveball. Very difficult pitch to be able to block if you're a catcher. He was in position. He had his body squared up. But the different spin you have when it hits the dirt on a curveball as compared to a fastball makes it difficult to keep in front of you.
Two one. Late on that fast one. That was shot right into the seats. And hopefully nobody got hit. The count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're just now getting word as to why Yoel Pinheiro has been scratched from today's start. A left oblique strain.
It seems to be something you would get as a pitcher when you're following through in your motion. And here you see there the protective wrap on his wrist forearm area after getting hit with that line drive by Kevin Youkilis. Said he felt great today. I talked to him earlier this morning. Should be able to go on his start.
Scudero took off for third. This one's fouled back. Aaron is scheduled to start on Saturday. And hopefully that oblique situation with Pinheiro is nothing serious. There have been times where it could be just kind of a cramp, but there are times that guys have gone on the disabled list with obliques. We just have to wait and see.
I had one of them one time when I was, about my 6th or 7th year in the big leagues. Those things are fairly painful because the big thing for a pitcher is trying to get your arm through and stay within your mechanics, but then you favor, and that's when you end up hurting your arm. So it's going to be a situation. They're going to be cautious with them.
So full count here on McDonald with Kevin Youkilis on deck. Nobody out, just underway here in the first. Scott Shields getting the emergency start for Yoel Pinheiro, who is scratched due to a left oblique strain. Fouled straight back on a fastball.
And obviously in this situation for Scott Shields coming out of the bullpen, he's only been pitching 1 or 2 innings. Pitch count. Obviously, Mike Scioscia, Mike Butcher would love to be able to see if they can stretch him out to 3, maybe 4 innings if they can. It's all going to be depending on how many pitches he throws in each inning.
Got him with a fastball. Down goes McDonald. There's out number 1.
Well, he stayed with his mechanics. Good fastball. You're talking about late action. Above the belt. It's a big strikeout in that situation, especially with a man on second, no outs. McDonald's trying to hit the ball to the right side to advance Scudero, but Scott Shields gets the strikeout.
So here's Youkilis with 1 out, man in scoring position. Slow breaking pitches upstairs. Looked like Wilson was crossed up on that pitch, so he'll go out and talk things over with Shields. Youkilis was held hitless last night, 0 for 3. Strikeout, a couple of ground outs, but did draw 2 walks. Regular base on balls and an intentional base on balls. That came in the 9th inning. Hitting .308 with 18 home runs, 61 runs batted in. There's a 2-seam fastball. He drops in for a strike. He evens the count. One from Shields, breaking pitches outside. 2 balls and a strike. A little bit different lineup for Mike Scioscia this afternoon. Different look out on the mound as well. Torrey Hunter getting the day off. Juan Rivera's on the bench. Jeff Mathis today off. Youkilis lines one over to Kayasco. 2 outs. Pretty good pitch in on the hands. It jammed Youkilis. All he could hope for is the fact that maybe Kayasco mistimes his jump, but Alberto didn't, and there are 2 outs.
Well, when you see a hitter with that type of bat speed roaring out in front, think he has a chance at him, but that movement inside jammed him, and Kayasco almost leaped too early, but was able to stay up long enough to be able to make that play. But you could see Yuko's thinking, all right, I got a great pitch to drive, and all of a sudden as he's starting to bat head out, the ball just kept running in further in on his hands. Good pitch by Scott Shields.
So Scudero's still at second. 2 outs here in the first. Here's David Ortiz. Ortiz takes a strike. He was 1 for 4 last night with a walk. Scored a run in the 8th inning. He did that all the way from first base on the double. Hit by Adrian Beltre to the alley in left center field. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox in this series 5 for 20 with man in scoring position. That's a .250 average. Last night 2 for 14, yet still able to pick up the 4-2 victory. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Challenge him with a high fastball. It is 1-2.
Still think that's a good spot to go with the fastball against David Ortiz. Elevated inside part of the plate. It looks good for him, but unable to catch up to that fastball.
One ball, 2 strikes. Scudero at second. That pitch got him looking on the inside corner. Down goes Ortiz. There's out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Scott Shields. Angels coming up here in the bottom of the first. Texas Rangers. Eric Ibar later takes off at short. Meister Asturias is the DH today with Alberto Callasco playing third. Bobby Abreu, the cleanup man, he is in right field. Hideki Matsui in left. Howie Kendrick at second base. Mike Napoli at first. Bobby Wilson batting 8th, doing the catching, and Reggie Willis playing center field and batting 9th to face the Texan right-hander Josh Beckett.
When Josh Beckett is on a roll, he's about as good as any pitcher in baseball. Fastball 91 to 95. He cuts the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Very competitive. Will pitch inside. The big thing has been health. Last few seasons, whether it's the back or leg injuries, kept him away from being consistent as we've seen in the past.
Well, he's missed a good bulk of the season due to that back problem. He was placed on the DL back mid-May to a lower back strain. He was transferred to the 60-day disabled list on July 16th. Missed 56 games. Through that time, the Red Sox have gone 34 and 22. This ball is bounced foul over to Alfredo Griffin, and Ibar has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Ibar hitting .282 with 3 home runs and 20 RBIs. He came into the game last night as a pinch hitter in the 9th. Ended the game with a ground out to short as he pulls this one over to first. Youkilis has got it. And there's the first out here in the first inning. Behind Beckett this afternoon in the outfield, the Red Sox have Hermida, Patterson, and McDonald. So Mike Cameron and J.D. Drew both out of the lineup. In the infield, it's Beltre and Scudero, the same as the first couple of games. On the left side, Bill Hall gets to start at second instead of Jed Lowry with Youkilis first. Victor Martinez, fresh off the disabled list, having caught all 3 games.
And Bill Hall, you mentioned playing second base, a guy that can play a number of positions, and therefore his bat more so than his defense. It will not hurt you his defensive position there at second base here for the Red Sox.
One-0 pitch, and Meiser fouls that one off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Steers got the start last night at shortstop. He was the leadoff man, ended up going 0 for 4, but did score a run in the 3rd. After reaching on the fielder's choice, Abreu brought him on. This one is tapped over to Youkilis. So 2 ground downs over to the first baseman. With nobody on base, Alberto Callasco comes up to face the native Texan. Out of Spring, Texas is where Josh Beckett is from. He's now 30 years of age. Big guy, 6'5", 225. And of course, Angel fans know him all too well for an incident that occurred right here at the Big A. Against Bobby Abreu last year.
Yeah, when he stepped out of the batter's box, called for time, and just proceeded to throw a ball close to Bobby Abreu, which at that point made no sense at all. It was plenty of time. The umpire had called timeout and everything else.
Beckett wants a new baseball. He falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0. That one's on the corner. 2 balls and a strike. Callasco had a couple of knocks last night. He was batting in the 2 spot. Ended up going 2 for 4. Raised his batting average. 274. Beckett falls behind at 3-1. Three-1 to Callasco. He pulls this one up the first base line. So if this pattern keeps up, Kevin Youkilis is going to be a very busy guy today at first.
Well, Josh Beckett, generally known as a guy that's a strikeout artist, but getting some ground balls. This is big for him, too. When you think about it, he hasn't had many starts, so pitch count will be an issue with him, too, as the game progresses.
It's 5 2/3 this last time out. He gets Callasco via the strikeout. So 1-2-3 inning for Beckett. 1 complete here at the Big A, and we are scoreless. CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Carl's Jr. Introducing the Hawaiian Teriyaki Chicken Sandwich with grilled pineapple and teriyaki sauce. New at Carl's Jr. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Top of the second inning here at the Big A. Beautiful shot of the South Coast Plaza down there in Costa Mesa. Just down the freeway. Does feel like a weekend afternoon, doesn't it?
Perfect day today, though. Weather is fantastic.
Scott Shields out for a second inning of action. Had 2 punch-outs in the first and delivers a strike to Victor Martinez. Martinez, Beltre, and Hermida here against Shields. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is in there. It's 0-2. Red Sox catcher hitting .283, 9 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Got to start Monday in his first game back from the disabled list as he pops this one up on the left side. Kayaspo gives way to Eric Ibar. His glass is gleaming out there with a deal with that sunshine, and there's the first out as we take a look at our Hyundai keys to the game.
Well, this Boston Red Sox club, very, very good at night. 48-27, best in Major League Baseball, but during the day, they've been struggling. It's 9-17. The Angels got to take advantage of the Red Sox inability to see the baseball well during the day, whether defensively or at the plate.
Pretty much the same lineup that Terry Francona's run out to the first couple of games. Beltre takes down low for ball 1. Beltre drills one out to deep left center field, and Red Sox have a 1-0 lead.
Boy, so quick with that swing for Adrian Beltre. What a season he's had. 17th home run and 65th RBI. That 2-seam fastball wanted to get the outside part of the plate, but ran middle, and Scott Shields knew it right away. No doubt that ball is going to get out, especially in a day here at the Big A where the ball carries much better.
Mentioned that 17th home run, 65th RBI. Bermuda takes a curveball in for a strike. Hermida was 0 for 3 last night with 3 strikeouts as he hits a fly ball to deep center field. Tearing Reggie Wood through the ball, makes the running catch. Hala Torrey Hunter, and there's out number 2.
The big thing for Scott Shields is going to have to make that adjustment coming into the starting rotation. Maybe an off-speed pitch just to get him off that hard fastball, hard curveball, because they're starting to time him a little bit better here as Reggie goes back and makes a nice play. Our replay will show, looking at it right into the glove as he gets back just in front of the wall.
Bill Hall takes a strike, getting to start and seeing action for the first time in this series at second base. Jet Lowry had played there in Monday and Tuesday's games. And just .228, but 10 home runs and 28 RBIs. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Adrian Beltre with a 1-out home run here in the second to put Boston up 1-0.
What's that dangers of a 2-seam fastball? You run, started off the outside corner. If it has that much movement, it's going to run right in the middle part of the plate against a right-handed batter, especially with that type of power. One of those pitches you have to stay down with.
2 balls and a strike. That'll leave it a count. Scott last pitched in Sunday's game against the Texas Rangers. Went 2 innings there. Gave up 2 hits and a run. Struck out 2, walked 2. Working in relief. Two-twos fouled off to the right. just missed down low. Full count. Eric Patterson awaiting on deck.
Shields with a good pace, though, on the mound. Not wasting any time. Pretty good movement on that pitch at 93, just below the strike zone.
There's Bill Hall. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he rips one down the left field line. This one's got a chance, and this one is down. And believe you me, I think he broke his back.
Sure sounded that way. The bat boy was looking at it, it did break. And they're all looking at him in that dugout. He broke his bat.
Sure enough, there it is. Hall's the 11th home run of the year. Patterson takes upstairs for ball 1.
Well, Boston now with 133 home runs as a team. Consider how many guys have been in and out of their lineup this season. That's a pretty impressive number. When I talk about changing speeds for a starter, it's important because every pitch is hard right now for Scott Shields. He's used to doing that out of the bullpen. But as a starter, you got to variate your speeds.
That didn't miss by much. It's 3 balls and a strike.
I mean, that's cracked pretty good.
Full count now. Well, the difficult part, too, is for a guy like Scott, who is a max effort guy every single pitch, whether it's a fastball or curveball, to dial it down and to throw that even batting practice fastball. 3-2 is hit into the alley in right center field. Abreu is trying to cut it off towards Willis. This is all the way to the wall. Patterson's got great speed. Will stop at second with a 2-out double.
And there's a good point about that, Victor. He's used to come, especially it's been so long since he started a game. He's used to throwing everything as hard as he can with great movement. But as hitters, it's all about timing. So if you're seeing fastball 90-92 every pitch and that hard curveball, there's nothing to change it. It gets you out in front. Granted, he does play catch before, during batting practice, throwing his changeup to work on that, but you just don't get many game opportunities to throw your 3rd or 4th pitch in during the course of a game.
Top of the order, Marco Scudero here with 2 outs. This pitch breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Scudero had a base hit out to right field the first inning. Stranded at second base. Advanced there on a wild pitch. A couple of solo home runs for Boston here. Beltre and Hall to give the Red Sox a 2-0 lead in the second. Two balls, no strikes. Well, if you thought Sunday's game was going to be a Johnny Holstaff game with Trevor Bell getting the start, this one even more so. Shields has just thrown his 41st pitch as we play here in the second.
Well, the one thing the Angels do have in their favor is tomorrow is an off day, so everyone's going to be available. Everyone may be stretched out longer than normal as far as pitch count.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch to Scudero, the 25th thrown by Scott Shields in this inning. Got Patterson with very good speed at second base. 2-2. Drops down, and Scudero is late on that one. Shoots it into the camera well. So the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another 2-2. Breaking ball, full count. Darnell McDonald on deck. That pitch count has gotten up there for Shields because of 4 full counts.
Scott has always had that resilient arm. Probably has another 20-25 pitches in him if he can get through this inning.
Scudero just got a piece of that one to foul it back. Been a struggle for Scott Shields this year to try to find the mechanics, get back on track, be consistent. There's a stretch of games there for about 2 weeks in which it looked like he was back on track. 3-2 is upstairs, and he walked him. First walk issued by Shields. It's 2 on now for McDonald.
And the way the offense has been swinging the bat of late, this becomes a very important batter for the Angels, and Scott Shields got to try to keep Boston in check here, limit the damage this inning.
Bullpen coach Orlando Mercado taking the call from Mike Butcher. Fastball misses high. Looks like Francisco Rodriguez is the first man up. "13 years in the minor leagues for Darnell McDonald. There's Francisco. McDonald breaks his bat and loops it foul. I'll leave the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Lays off that curveball. That's the one pitch he has not been able to get over.
That's the pitch for Scott Shields. Has been an issue at times just because of that front shoulder opening up and trying to rush through his delivery because the arm is dragging through because he's already landed. Front shoulders out in front. A very difficult pitch for a pitcher to be able to get in the zone, especially that with that curveball.
That one gets by Wilson. That looks like a straight cross up right there. That's the one that someone ultimately gets hurt on, whether it's the umpire or the catcher, looking for the breaking pitch and got a fastball right over his head.
This is a reaction right here. He's still waiting for the breaking ball to run back there. Fortunate enough, he bounced far enough away, but it's a situation where you got to stay within your mechanics right now for Scott Shields. Don't forget that pitch. Work down in the strike zone.
And they're loaded up now for Kevin Youkilis. That's going to be it for Scott Shields, it appears. Mike Scioscia is coming out, sure enough. So an inning and 2/3 for Scott Shields, and the spot start for Yoel Pinheiro. Angels down 2-0 here in the second. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Good shot of the outfield area here at the Big A. A lot of food being served, a lot of drinks, too, on a very beautiful day. A lot of kids in the crowd due to the groups. We're watching the Angels down 2-0 here in the second with 2 outs, and Francisco Rodriguez taking over out on the mound. He does so with the bases loaded here. And Kevin Youkilis stepping into the plate. Youkilis got jammed in a little soft line drive in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. He's got Patterson at third, Scudero at second, McDonald at first. A good speed on the bases all the way around. First pitch is in for a strike. Asked Francisco yesterday, as a matter of fact, doing a little Q&A session. Some of the business leaders in Orange County. Why he wears that hat so low? So he can concentrate. He gets easily distracted as the 0-1 pitch is down low.
You know, Dave Stewart used to be that way too at his hat. You can barely see his eye. It's all about that focus, that concentration on the catcher's mitt.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Youkilis, the first baseman. One and 2. Good movement on that pitch.
.93 mile an hour. With late movement on that two-seam fastball. He's a very good split finger fastball also.
One, two, it's hit to left. Matsui is there. Makes the catch. There's the third out of the inning. Boston strikes first, however, with a couple of solo home runs, and they lead it 2-0. Josh Beckett to face Bobby Abreu here with the Halos down 2-0. It'll be Abreu, Matsui, and Kendrick. We're talking about the exchange between these two guys last year here at the Big A. As Beckett was retiring to sign an order in the first inning, striking out Cayaspo. Now Bobby steps in, hitting .255, 2 home runs, 56 RBIs. A 2-for-4 game last night, a double, and a solo home run.
Well, this is a situation now where who wants to be the guy as far as the offensive side to step forward and start getting this offense clicking once again.
Count is even at 1-1. Well, Torrey Hunter is not in the lineup. These guys been fairly consistent all year long. Bobby in the hole in the ball and 2 strikes. Home run for Bobby last night, giving him 12 on the year. As he swings and misses on that breaking pitch. And there's out number 1. Back-to-back strikeouts. We go back to last year between Abreu and Josh Beckett. Abreu at the plate had called time, and that ball sailed up and in. Abreu obviously took exception to it, and rightfully so.
Especially when you have the umpire calling time out there, and plenty of time for Josh Beckett to stop through his delivery, and of course escalated by saying something to Mike Scioscia. Definitely always been a fiery competitor, Josh Beckett. At times has been a detriment to him because he gets too emotional on the mound.
Well, he misses outside on Matsui, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. That'll even the count. Hideki getting the start in left field, hitting .253, 14 home runs, 55 runs batted in. We were talking about guys stepping up and getting it going. Bobby Abreu certainly needs to do that on a more consistent basis. Same goes for Matsui as he takes strike 2. Here's the 1-2. Matsui hooks this one down a right field line, but foul. Out in front of it.
Well, Beckett's been plagued by the home run ball the last couple of seasons. He's given up 6 home runs already this season in 52 innings pitched. Last season gave up a lot of home runs himself. The fastball hasn't been quite as crisp as it has been in the past. He's made some mistakes with it.
In tight, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mentioned that last start that he made, no decision for him on the 23rd up at Safeco Field. Gave up a run on 5 hits and 5 2/3. That pitch missed outside apparently, and it's a full count. Just a second start for Beckett since coming off of the disabled list. Howie is hanging out on deck.
Well, he tried to throw that cut fastball on the outside corner. Didn't miss by a whole lot.
Got a piece of this one, so the at-bat continues. Another 3-2. That's in the dirt. It's by Martinez, and Matsui will jog on to first. First base runner of the game for the Halos. Brings up Howie Kendrick. Hey, folks, it's just about that time to bring home the Rally Monkey Soap Dispenser. That's right, Saturday, July 31st. It's free to all kids 2 to 18. Courtesy of Custom Comfort Mattress. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com. Ball game against the Texas Rangers. Off day tomorrow. And Texas rolls into town for the first of 3 beginning Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. Kendrick takes a strike.
Went back at early on. Good velocity on the fastball. 96 mile an hour. He's been throwing that cut fastball. That pitch he threw to Matsui, a split finger fastball in the dirt. And you got to bunch some runners together and then come through with a clutch hit.
Howie loops it out to shallow center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. But for a moment there, I think Patterson probably has A little regret that he didn't continue charging that ball. Seemed to hang up a little bit more so than he anticipated, especially with his speed.
Yeah, he thought originally that was going to get down in a hurry into the outfield, but it stayed there. You see him running and stopping. Might have had a shot. He came all the way in. Maybe the break that the Angels need right here. And certainly a guy up there that can swing the bat. And Mike Napoli, especially with that fastball that Beckett has, center it up. And all of a sudden we got a different game right away.
Walk to Matsui, base hit by Kendrick, puts 2 on here with 1 out in the second. Angels down 2-0. Napoli takes outside for ball 1. I mentioned how poorly the Red Sox have done with men in scoring position, yet they've gotten the key hits, good enough to win the first 2 games of the series. The Angels, on the other hand, have been even worse. 1 for 14. With a man in scoring position, an .071 average throughout the series. 2 balls and no strikes. Could be a circumstance here with Bobby Wilson on deck. Beckett not wanting to give in a whole lot to Mike Napoli. Maybe take his chances with Wilson.
Yeah, he might not go right after him with that 94 to 96 mile an hour fastball. If anything, he'll try to cut the fastball on the outside part of the plate.
2-0. There's that cut fastball, 2-1.
And there's a reason why Josh Beckett's one of the best pitchers in the game when he's healthy. He knows those situations. Good pitchers realize, hey, why go after a power hitter like a Mike Napoli 2-0 with a chance to hit the ball out of the ballpark when you can pitch around, maybe throw a cut fastball, see if he can get himself out.
Two-one pitch. That one is popped up to shallow center. Patterson will make the catch for round number 2. Matsui retreats back to second. Howie back to first. Now there are 2 outs for Bobby Wilson. Bobby hitting .220 on the year. A couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. That second home run of the year coming on that last road trip in New York on the 21st. This is just his 4th start here in the month of July as he takes upstairs for ball 1. The Angels have been pretty good when he has started games, 11-4 coming into this one. A little bit different today, the wrinkle being that Pinheiro scratched before the game due to the left oblique strain, and Scott Shields got the emergency start.
You know, Mike Scioscia talked about going with a 4-man rotation while he's had a few off days. Obviously, that's going to alter now with Pinheiro's situation. And it's up to the bullpen to try to keep this game close. Dan Herron looks like he should be able to make his schedule start, which is a good sign. You got Santana, Herron, and Weaver for the weekend against Texas, which is going to be an important series to say the least.
Wilson fouls this one back. Evens the count at 1-1. Matsui at second, Howie Kendrick at first. 2 outs here in the second, down 2-0. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is in tight. 2 balls and a strike. Beckett's never been one of those guys that has worked quickly. He's very deliberate.
I wonder what the thought process behind that is. I know you're trying to gather your momentum and have a game plan, but the slower you work out on the mound, the less chance you're going to have good plays made behind you.
Bobby pulls this one into left field. Hermida got a good jump on it, pulls back and lets that ball fall. The Angels will take it as Matsui scores. Kendrick into third. It's 2-1 Boston. I thought for sure that was a routine out the way Hermida was coming over toward it.
He was coming as if he had a beat on it. He was going to make the play. And this pulled up. Fortunately for the Angels, they get a break. Pretty good swing by Bobby Wilson. You see him coming over and then it's stopping. The ball almost landed at his foot. Big break for the Angels. Maybe didn't read it off the bat.
Well, Bobby Wilson picks up his 7th RBI. And the inning continues here for Reggie Willits. Willits hitting .258 on the year with 7 RBIs. The first pitch is up and away for ball 1. Reggie making a fine defensive catch out at center field on the ball hit by Hermida. Taking him all the way to the warning track just in front of the wall. Martinez putting signs on with Kendrick at third base and Bobby Wilson at first. Now time is called again.
I guess they're changing the sign up. Maybe Terry Francona's thinking that the Angels are trying whatever they can to score a run to have Bobby Wilson go in and stop in between first and second and try to have Howie able to score via the stolen base.
1 ball, 1 strike. Reggie chasing that pitch down and away. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Matsui started it off with a walk. Kendrick with a single with 2 outs. Bobby Wilson getting a single to left field, putting the Angels on the board. 1-1 pitch. Reggie pulls a foul. 1-2.
Well, if there ever is a case in which you might try that double steal, it's a 1-2 count here. Becker with that strikeout capabilities. We have Bobby Wilson just running as fast as he can and stop it, getting in a rundown to see if they can scratch a run across like that with Howie scoring before the tag is applied.
2 pretty strong arms. Scudero and Hall. There goes Wilson. And Willits hits this one up the middle of base here. Kendrick will score. Bobby on the third. This game tied up at 2.
Just like that, Bobby Wilson was going up, but Reggie shortened up the swing, hit the ball on the ground. So important for Reggie Wills to hit the ball on the ground. Look for something down in the strike zone and hit it hard on the ground and utilize your speed. Our next ball shows fastball down. Good approach. Inside out, up the middle for Reggie Willis. As Bobby Wilson's going. Get the infielders out of their comfort zone with movement.
John Farrell, the pitching coach, pays a visit to Beckett. Still 2 outs here in the second. A long 2 innings here to start this ball game off. Tied at 2 now. And Eric Ibar, the leadoff man, will step in. You see Beckett has thrown 26 pitches himself. Ibar 0 for 1. He grounded out to Euclid in the first inning. Eric takes outside. Puts that outside corner with that fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Beltre, the third baseman, playing just about even with the bag. In case Ibar decides to drop a bunt down. The 1-0. Got him with the off-speed pitch on that changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Scott Shields here in the second is off the hook.
It's a good point, Victor.
Got to think positively. Ibar stepping out at the plate. Scott won an inning and 2/3, struck out 2, walked 2, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 home runs. Beltre and Bill Hall solo shots in the top of the inning, but the Angels have tied it here at the bottom of the inning. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball is high. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, a lot of cut fastballs. Trying to sink the fastball for Beckett. At times when he throws that good one, a good four-seam fastball, it's good velocity, good location, but he's gone away from that.
Good hitters down at 2 balls and a strike. Ibar rolls over this one to second. Oh, will retire him for the 3rd out, but the Angels tie things up. They get a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits. And after 2 complete, we're knotted at 2. Since June of 2007. That's the longest streak in Major League Baseball. Be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. As we start the 3rd, tied at 2. It'll be Ortiz, Martinez, and Beltre here against Francisco Rodriguez, who came on with 2 outs and the bases loaded in that 2nd inning. You got Kevin Youkilis hit a fly ball to left field.
What a nice job, though, the bottom of the order did for the Angels to get this game tied. Bobby Wilson, base hit. Reggie Willits, base hit up the middle. And to manufacture those 2 runs, the Red Sox have been using the power swing.
Just missing outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz went down looking to end the 1st inning. Scott Shields picking up a couple of strikeouts in that 1st. Big Papi, one of them. But now it had the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Angels overshift with 3 infielders on the right side is all the time they do Ortiz. That one missing low. It's 3 balls, no strikes. The only time that overshift looks a little different is when there's a base runner on board. Three balls and a strike. Important, especially for the Angels, is struggles that they've had offensively for Francisco to have a quick inning here in the 3rd inning. Trying to bounce back, get the Angels back in the dugout, start hitting.
Well, a great time to throw that two-seam fastball on the outer half and get him to roll over, hit a ground ball.
This one hard hit, and it's under the glove of Eric Ibar. Seemingly looked like it was hit right at him, but sharply hit. It's a base hit for Ortiz. Take a look at our FoxSportsWest.com poll question. Who's your favorite all-time Angels starting pitcher? Nolan Ryan, Frank Tanana, Chuck Finley, John Lackey, Dean Chance.
Boy, Dean Chance made it in there today. That would be a tough one. Nolan Ryan and Chuck Finley. Pretty tough to get one of those guys knocked out. John Lackey, of course, won Game 7 of the World Series in 2002.
Thanks for the 102 wins, but not quite to the level of Tanana and Ryan. Martinez, the little lob out to center field, and that falls for a base hit. Jam shot. Back-to-back hits allowed by Rodriguez here. Puts 2 on with nobody out, and Beltre coming up.
Well, most times when you see a flare in the outfield, it's an elevated pitch. A pitch was right at the belt. Victor Martinez is strong enough to be able to fight it into the outfield. And you got Adrian Beltre up here, a guy that has a lot of power, but will hit into a ton of double plays. 19 ground ball double plays on the season so far. Francisco would love to see him get number 20 right here.
Beltre homered his last time up. Takes down and in. Look at our U.S. Marines leaders of the game with Beltre at the plate. 48 home runs in 2004. Had the National League record for third base with Mike Schmidt, or Michael Jack Schmidt. Terry Callis used to call him, as that pitch is drilled high and deep to left center field. Matsui is at the wall, makes the catch, and there's out number 1.
Boy, a big Poppy at second base going halfway, doesn't even tag up. Everyone thought that was gone, including Francisco Rodriguez. His reaction, but it stayed in the ballpark. Just looked like it may be off the end of the bat.
Watch Francisco.
Unless he was just thinking, oh, no problem.
And that needed a stretch.
The big thing is David Ortiz in advance. He was halfway down thinking it was a home run himself.
Routine out. Fly ball to left.
No advance of the base runners.
First and second for Jeremy Hermida. With a fly ball to deep center his last time up. Takes a strike. Hermida lays off the breaking pitch, evens the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Former Florida Marlin, now with the Boston Red Sox. He's got Ortiz at second, Victor Martinez at first, so not the fastest of base runners on the base paths as Francisco misses outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. That pitch didn't miss by much. Bill Hall, the second baseman, on deck.
Certainly got to throw a strike in this situation here now after getting a break, and that ball stayed in the ballpark by Beltre.
Getting Hermida to expand his strike zone there with that sinking fastball. Full count now.
That's a hitter right there thinking, okay, I'm going to get a fastball, reads fastball, but did not center in a good area in the strike zone. It sank at the end and swings and misses.
Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Down goes Hermida. 2 outs.
Boy, perfect spot on that two-seam fastball. Late action on there, too, at 94.
Here's Bill Hall, who broke his bat and hit a home run off Scott Shields in the second inning. His 11th of the year, now with 29 RBIs. Takes a little slider missing outside. Bill Hall apparently likes those titanium necklaces. May have troubles getting through the metal detector. Jumping on the charter a little bit later on, but boy, oh boy, he's channeling the energy. So much so, he broke his bat and hit a home run. Breaking pitch is cut on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And after breaking the bat with a fastball, hitting it out of the ballpark, maybe he might want to throw a slider off the outside corners. Good spot by Francisco on that pitch, especially in a fastball count.
Back in the second inning. You heard the sound right there. The only question was whether or not it was going to be fair or foul. Bill Hall, he got a home run. Clay Buchholz checking out the lumber. On the outside corner for strike 2. Two-two pitch. Down goes Hall. Francisco Rodriguez gets into a little bit of trouble and works out of it. We head to the bottom of the third. Still tied at 2. That one right there, the Water of Life Church Group. Gotta love the day games, especially in the summertime. We see the different colored shirts strewn about the Big A. Don't want to get lost.
As a player, I love day games. It's an opportunity for the family and the kids to be at the game. Everything hit in the air, everything hit well. You hear the sounds and screams, thinking it's going to be a home run.
We're showing you the various winners of the long straws, short straw. Ones that are in the shade, the winners. Yes. Others not quite so much. Bottom of the third, tied at 2. Josh Beckett delivers ball 1 to Meister Astures. Halo setting up Astures, Callaspo, and Abreu here in the third inning. Meister grounded out his first time up. Takes that pitch down low. Josh Beckett giving up 2 runs on 3 hits in the second, but the second run probably should not have scored. Pardon me, the first run probably should not have scored. The fly ball off to left field that Jeremy Armida, for whatever reason, decided to let bounce. Kind of kept getting alive. Astures takes up and away, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Reggie Willits followed with an RBI single. That tied the game up at 2.
Beckett having troubles commanding the strike zone, too. 46 pitches, only 26 of them strikes, 20 out of the zone.
You would think that that would be a common thing for a guy coming off a back injury. As Astures swings through the fastball, it's a full count. Especially a lower back strain. To make sure that you extend through the catcher, that whole mentality of making sure you finish off your pitches.
Well, but if I got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, I'm throwing it right down the middle. Take my chances. But again, to be able to be consistent with that 95, you do have to get over your front leg, and the back problem is an issue, getting out in front.
But only his second start coming off the disabled list. Obviously, the velocity is there, so no problems. Just getting back on track and finding location. Another 3-2. Astures fouls this one back again. The Rangers will host the Oakland Athletics later on tonight. Game 2 of their 3-game series. Texas winning it in dramatic fashion. Walk-off home run by Nelson Cruz. Cruz early in the game. See that play made against Kevin Kuzminoff. Not sure it would have gone out, but very close. Ball at the wall. Called strike 3. And it has been a continuation of the inconsistent strike zone with John Titchener behind the plate. Looks like Martinez stabbed at that baseball at the last moment. As it is, it's out number 1.
Well, Duffy has been calling that fastball on the inner half on left-handed batters. A lot of times when you see a catcher reach back like that, you're not going to get the call. But close enough to the inside part of the plate. Could have been a strike, but you don't get that often.
So 1 out, nobody on for Alberto Callaspo, batting the 3 spot this afternoon. With Bobby Abreu dropping down to the cleanup spot. Torrey Hunter out of the lineup. Struck out swinging in the first. Beckett has 3 punch outs, 1 walk, and Callaspo loops one into right field. Here comes McDonald, and he will make the catch. 2 outs. Brings up Abreu, who was a strikeout victim himself in the second inning. Other afternoon action around Major League Baseball. Minnesota leading Kansas City 6-4. That game of the bottom of the 9th. The Twins have scored a lot of runs in that series against the Royals. National League action as Houston leading the Cubs. Bobby takes outside. That game in the 8th. And Cincinnati leading Milwaukee 5-2. That game in the bottom of the 7th. Everything else at night. Abreu swings through the fastball, not even to count it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Beckett has only thrown first pitch strikes of 3 out of 13 batters he's faced so far. He's just got to take advantage of his wildness here. It's only the 3rd inning and still not commanding the strike zone on a consistent basis.
Bobby hits a high fly ball to shallow center. Patterson comes in and puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Beckett, his 2nd time, and he has done that in this game. Through 3, we're still tied at 2. 78 games in 2005. Whose record did he break?
I'm going to go with Bob McClure.
Sounds good. You sold it. Top of the fourth inning, tied at 2 here. Red Sox ending up 9-1 and 2. And Patterson takes a strike. Eric Patterson had a double in the second inning and was stranded at third base. Corey's brother. This one lined over to first. Napoli's got it, 1 out. Angels pitchers have not had a 1-2-3 inning against Boston in this ball game. Scott Shields getting to start today, lasting an inning and 2/3 with the injured Yoel Pinheiro, left oblique strain. And Francisco has now pitched an inning and 2/3 himself, retiring the first man here in the fourth inning. Now facing Marco Scutaro. Callaspo in at third just in case as Francisco misses outside. We go back to that third inning. How Ortiz had that sharp single, then Martinez that bloop single. You thought for a second it had the makings of a huge inning for Boston. Beltre had that fly ball to left. It took Matsui to the running track. A couple of strikeouts of Hermida and Hall.
And the reaction to everybody looked like that ball was going to be out of the ballpark, going to be a 5-2 deficit. Instead, Francisco gets that out and then made some quality pitches after that. A couple of punch outs.
Rodriguez is falling behind at 3 balls and no strikes. The leadoff man. He's 1 for 1. Had a single in the first, walked, and was stranded in the second. Well, Francisco really has done a nice job in the big leagues. Take out that game against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Numbers look even better. Three-one pitch, broken bat looper out to shallow center. That falls for base hit. It's at the third broken bat in this game. And this one, the barrel ending up near third base, puts a man on with 1 out.
And it tells you that Francisco has good movement on his pitches. Fastball running in, shatters the bat. 3-1 count, fastball count. Yet it was a good pitch, but he fights it off into center field for a base hit.
There's McDonald, who has struck out and walked, so he's 0 for 1. Taking a big swing at that pitch. No balls and a strike.
He's anticipating getting that first pitch fastball like he got last night. Was very successful in the game. 2 times up already today. Breaky pitch, first pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. We were talking earlier about Texas rolling into town. All of a sudden the Angels back out on the road. And an alternating schedule here next couple of weeks. That's how it's been since the All-Star break. Going to Baltimore. And then on to Detroit for the second time this year. Second and final time.
And that Detroit team is going to look a lot different than the last time the Angels played them as far as their everyday lineup.
0-2 just missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The key guys going to be out of the lineup from Magglio Ordonez, Brendan Inge, Carlos Guillen. A lot of offense out. Of course, Zamaya not pitching out of the bullpen. He's out for the year.
Brennan Bosch has kind of slowed down a little bit. Same with Austin Jackson, the 2 rookies. Two balls, 2 strikes. Rich Thompson's up now and loosening. Francisco Rodriguez has thrown 35 pitches so far. Scudero looked like he was leaning a little bit, so Rodriguez trying to keep him honest over there.
Scudero doesn't run quite as much as he used to. And if you just throw a throw over there, just make him aware that you're thinking about him and keep him there at first base.
Two. A lot of ground towards third. Looks like the only play is going to be first. It's going to be a tough one. McDonald has gone down. Nice strong throw by Alberto Callaspo. 2 outs.
Big thing too is Mike Napoli's figuring out that first base position too with a long throw like that. Stretch out, catch it, and get off the base as quick as possible. Be able to pick up the runner and be able to get that call at first base. Callaspo with a strong arm. Get that key out. Able to come in on the baseball. All in one motion, catch and throw. McDonald getting down the line very well. Now by less than a half a step.
So Scudero now in scoring position for Kevin Youkilis. Swings the first pitch and taps it foul. Youkilis came up with the bases loaded, 2 outs to face Francisco Rodriguez and hit a fly ball to left field. 0 for 2 in this one. His third plate appearance as we play here in the fourth. Oh, 1. Out of the dirt. Nice job by Wilson.
Nice job by Bobby Wilson. Pitching the dirt, squared his body up, kept the glove down. Keeps it in front, no chance for Scudero to advance.
Outfield pretty much straight away against Youkilis. Two balls and a strike.
That slider, if it missed at all, didn't miss by much on the outside corner against Youkilis.
Not quite sure I understand the difference between the last 2 pitches. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tied at 2 here in the 4th inning as Youkilis fouls it off to the right. This one will reach the seats. The fans really have covered the seats here at the Big A. Usually on a day game, you get a pretty good crowd, but nothing outlandish. 40,000 the first 2 games, but you look around this ballpark, there's seats taken up everywhere. Standing beyond the bleachers out at right, underneath the scoreboard. Youkilis grounds one toward the hole. Ibar has got it. High throw, and Youkilis is out. Francisco Rodriguez gets out of another jam. Into the bottom of the 4th, we are tied at 2. Shields pitched a club record 78 games in 2005. Whose record did he break? Manny Rojas, 72 games pitched for the Angels in 1967.
It's a lot of games, 72 games. I don't think it was a lot of situational pitching at that point either. So you were in there for more than one inning or one batter.
Hideki Matsui to lead things off here in the fourth inning, followed by Howie Kendrick and Mike Napoli facing Josh Beckett. Beckett, after 3 innings, 55 pitches, 34 strikes. Through 30 pitches in the second, that's when the Angels tied things up. Matsui had a walk in that second inning. The only base on balls that Beckett has allowed. This one sharply hit. Nice play by Kevin Youkilis. Finds it, feeds Beckett, and they get Matsui for the first out.
Well, Youkilis showing some good range. Came up as a third baseman, made the adjustment to Gold Glover over at first base. Able to knock this down. Ball was hit very hard, too, by Matsui. Makes a throw over to Beckett, who's covering the base. Fumbled it a little bit, but still made a good enough throw to be able to get and lead Beckett. To be able to step on the base and get that first out of the inning.
Howie takes a first pitch strike. Kendrick had a base hit in the second. And around to score as he bounces this one over to third. Beltre's got it. 2 outs. Hey folks, the next Wells Fargo Big Bang Friday takes place this Friday night as the Angels take on the Rangers. Opener of a 3-game series. Watch that game and stick around for the spectacular fireworks show. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com.
Boy, what a weekend series it should be.
First pitch swinging is Napoli out to deep right field. Pulling up is McDonald. It's off the scoreboard. And Napoli will head into second with a double. #15th double of the year for Mike Napoli. Puts him into scoring position here with 2 outs in the fourth. In a 2-2 tie.
Boy, great swing. Fastball. Belt high outside corner. Good approach. Just missed hitting that out of the ballpark for Mike Napoli. That good power the other way. You see right here, has it in line right there. Is able to center it up and drive it to right center field. A good compact swing for Napoli. At times gets a little loopy underneath there and is susceptible to an inside fastball, but not on that swing.
Bobby Wilson had an RBI single in the second inning. That was that ball that Hermida misplayed in left. The Angels took it and ran with it as Bobby fouls this one straight back for strike one. Wilson picking up his 7th RBI of the year. Boston with 2 runs, 7 hits. They've stranded 7. Angels 2 runs, 4 hits. They've left 2 on base. A 1 pitch. Wilson grounds one toward the third baseman, Beltre. Retires Bobby, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. Double by Napoli is stranded at second base. We've played 4 here in Anaheim, and we're still tied at 2. Of the 5th inning. Fans having good times here at the ballpark. Gorgeous day for baseball. New pitcher on the mound for the Halos. Rich Thompson comes on in relief for Francisco Rodriguez. Francisco going 2 1/3. Scoreless relief, allowing 3 hits. Thompson now trying to do his best against Ortiz, Martinez, and Beltre here in the 5th inning.
Well, here's a spot right now for Rich to go out and use that fastball down in the strike zone, preferably on the outside part of the plate. Show inside. He's got a very good curveball, but a difficult part of the lineup to go through for Rich Thompson. Starting off with David Ortiz. And that first pitch, so important in this situation. Coming out of the bullpen, we talked about that on the pregame show, the importance of that first pitch and first batter.
Ortiz, half-hearted swing on that breaking pitch. It bounced a couple of feet out in front of the plate, and there's strike 1. One for 2. He struck out looking in the first inning, singled as the leadoff man of the 3rd. He was stranded at second base. Thompson gets the fastball right by a Big Poppy, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Rich pitched against the Red Sox Monday night in 2/3 of an inning and struck out a man. 0-2. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good job there elevating that fastball. See if you get Big Poppy to swing at that. He will swing at a fastball up in the strike zone.
Fastball just missed somewhere near the strike zone, even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seemed like when Ortiz questioned home plate umpire in the first inning where the location of fastball, he's been getting a lot of borderline pitches since that point.
Got him swinging. Just do it on your own. 1 out. Rich Thompson pitching now at just his 5th game. 22 games he's been in the big league since being recalled.
Great mechanics on that 4-seam fastball, elevated above the belt of David Ortiz, and he gets a swing and miss. That first batter, the key batter, especially a guy with that type of power.
One ball, no strikes on Victor Martinez, who popped out to Ibar in the second, and with a little Texas League base hit at the shallow center field in the third. Victor Martinez, a free agent to be, assuming Boston try to re-sign him during the season.
Certainly a guy that can put up a lot of offensive numbers. On occasion has been criticized as far as throwing out would-be base stealers, but calls a good game. Dynamic offensive threat.
Guys could play some first base, DH for you. And obviously get behind the plate. He's done that the first 3 games of the series here. Rolled foul. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lifted in the air to left field. Matsui is under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. And the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue means you can enjoy 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks for just $44. That's all it is. The next Friends and Family Fun Pack game takes place Sunday. It's an afternoon game against the Texas Rangers. Purchase your Family Fun Pack today at angelsbaseball.com. Kids get to run the bases after the game. They pitch down and in for ball 1.
Think they'll ever invite us down there to run, Victor? What do you think?
We've had requests for you to MC the actual running of the bases.
That would go real well.
Beltre takes the breaking pitch in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Boston striking early. 2 home runs in the second, one by this guy at the plate, Beltre, his 17th of the year. And then Bill Hall, his 11th. The Angels got 2 in the bottom of the second inning to tie things up, and that's where we stand right now. This one out to straightaway center field. Reggie Willits is under it. Good sunshine. Nice job by Reggie to stick with it. That's the first time in this game an Angels pitcher has retired the side in order. Reggie Willits closing it out for the Red Sox. Made to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 2. Josh Beckett. Halo setting up 9, 1, and 2. Willits, Ibar, Izturis. Reggie with the RBI single right back up the middle in the second, picking up his 8th RBI. He's 1 for 1. "64 pitches thrown by Beckett. 40 have been called strikes, or have been strikes. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. As Willits showed bunt, but that pitch sailed up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Trying to bunt against Adrian Beltre at third base. Not the easiest task in all of baseball. Terrific arm. 3-0.
Well, if you're Reggie Willits, you might be taking 2 pitches here. If you have to, whatever it takes to get on base.
He takes 1. It's 3-1 now. Ibar on deck. Izturis to follow. The Angels with 4 hits in this one, 3 of which came in the second. The other, the double by Napoli with 2 outs in the 4th. Full count. Willits pulls the 3-2 pitch, foul. Just from the outfield portion of that dugout on the first base side, clearing some of the guys. The count remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Familiar theme with Reggie Willits. You see a lot of 3-2 counts. Works his way back into a hitter's count.
Pops this one up to shallow right. Bill Hall, the second baseman, can't find it, and that'll fall in. Willits never stopped hustling. Is in at second base. Well, you saw Reggie battling the sun on that last out at the top of the 5th inning. And Bill Hall, from the minute he stepped onto the outfield grass, just never found it.
Well, and you got to like what Reggie Willits did there. You mentioned that. He never even stopped the whole way through. There was no hesitation. That's what you're supposed to. When you play the game of baseball, you play the game hard. Going down the line, realizing you never know. Before you know it, there should be a routine out. He's now in scoring position.
So Martinez will go out to talk things over here with Beckett. Ibar, the leadoff man, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs.
Think about Ibar in this spot. No outs. Man at second will try to bring the baseball down the first base line to be able to get Willits advance to third base with 1 out.
Beltre on the grass. Same goes for Youkilis at first. There's a bunt right back to Beckett. Bare hands it towards the first, and Ibar is retired. Sacrifice works. Willits ends up at third. And Beckett never even thought about looking to third base.
There's a semi-angry throw over to first base by Beckett. He had that first out easily. Threw it as hard as he could over to first base. Nice job by Eric Ibar to advance Reggie Willits. See if they can take advantage of that mistake.
Red Sox bringing their infield in here with 1 out. Man at third. Meiser Izturis is 0 for 2. The ground ball to first and a strikeout. Down and in. That's 1 ball, no strikes on Izturis, who the first 2 games of the series against Boston with men in scoring position really saw a lot of off-speed pitches. Got a first pitch slider there. Adrian Beltre leaning in, trying to listen in on what Dino Evil is telling Reggie Willits. 1-0. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Nice job by Martinez. That pitch way outside.
That must have been a split finger fastball with 87. Nice job by Martinez to even catch that errant pitch. Missed by quite a bit.
Stirs hits a high fly ball to right center field. Patterson is under it. Should be deep enough to score. Will it? And it will be as Meister Stirs picks up the RBI on the sac fly. The Angels have taken the 3-2 lead.
You talk about an angel run there. Pop up just outside the infield by Reggie Wilson, but grabbed that out hard. Got in the scoring position on a double on that play. Moved over to third on the bunt by Ibar and scores on a sac fly by Estores.
Meister picking up his 21st RBI of the year. Now with 2 outs, the base is clear. Alberto Callaspo will face Beckett. Callaspo struck out in the first and a fly ball to right in the third. No balls and a strike. Callaspo fooled on that off-speed pitch. Alberto coming over from the Kansas City Royals in that Sean O'Sullivan trade. While the Angels were in Texas. And pretty much the everyday third baseman. At least that has been the case. In his first week in the Angels uniform.
A nice job. Good contact hitter.
Beckett ahead of the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Angels up 3-2. The pitch inside, 2-2. Red Sox came into this ball game in the American League East in 3rd place, 7 games back, with the Yankees losing last night. A record of 57-44. 2-2. Callaspo fouls it off to the left. A really long look in for Beckett. Callaspo tired of waiting. Backs out for a moment.
I mean, that's why you get together before the game with your catcher, your game plan. Because you don't want to, if you're a pitcher, you don't want to shake off the catcher's sign too often because you want to keep that good pace going. But Beckett certainly has slowed it down a ton.
Three-two. Callaspo pops it up. Going out to the outfield grass is Scudero. Hermida calls him out, but he'll make the catch for the 3rd out. But the Angels get a run, courtesy of the sacrifice fly by Meister Sturz. And after 5, Angels lead at 3-2.
It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Ground ball to Eric Ibar. It's short. Mike Napoli doing a tremendous job stretching and making the play, making like Gumby making that out at first base. Mike Napoli getting acclimated to first base, doing a great job. That was a Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Now we start the top of the sixth inning with the Angels leading it 3-2. Mike Napoli has a double in this game. He's done a nice job at first as Rich Thompson delivers a strike to Jeremy Hermida. Red Sox sending up the bottom third of their order. Hermida, Hall, and Patterson. This one lifted in the air down the left field line. Long run for Matsui. Won't be able to get to it. It'll fall onto the warning track. It bound into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. Hermida today is 0 for 2. A fly ball to center. Actually drove it deep to center field. Reggie Willits tracked it down on the warning track and then struck out swinging in the third inning. This one fouled off to the left. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Thompson pitching in his second inning now of relief. Shields got the emergency start, inning in 2/3. Francisco Rodriguez chipped in with 2 1/3. Both of the runs that Boston scored coming off Shields on solo home runs. And Thompson had a 1-2-3 fifth, which included the strikeout of David Ortiz. One-two. Got him. Swinging. Down goes Hermida. And there's out number 1.
Very good all-speed pitch by Rich Thompson there with good movement. And some good hard fastballs. Good curveballs. There's the all-speed pitch on the outside corner. Great spot. And the key for any all-speed pitch is keeping that front shoulder tucked in. He was able to do so. On top of that, run in action.
Bill Hall steps in and takes a strike in at the knees. He doesn't like the call. Hall with a home run in the second, a strikeout in the third, so he's 1 for 2. Mentioned that Thompson had been recalled on July the 2nd. 22 games since being brought back up to the big leagues, pitching in his 5th since that recall, and doing so on the heels of the nice job he was doing down at AAA. And a 1-1 mark down there, 2 saves, and a .61 ERA. In 19 appearances with Salt Lake. They named to the 2010 PCL All-Star team.
Rich has always had that good stuff, but trying to create some movement on the fastball has been something he's been working hard at. Always had the velocity, and now looking for the movement.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He had 3 different stints with the Halos last year, compiling a .512 earned run average. Here's the 1-2. Foul back. Well, looking ahead after the off day tomorrow with the Texas Rangers rolling into town, we had mentioned the starters for the Angels: Santana, Heron, Weaver, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Originally, Texas had Tommy Hunter, Scott Feldman, Cliff Lee. As Hall goes down swinging, Wilson hangs on to it, 2 outs. The Rangers apparently have flip-flopped Feldman and Hunter, so it'll be Scott Feldman against Irvin Santana Friday, Tommy Hunter, Dan Heron Saturday, Cliff Lee, Jared Weaver on Sunday afternoon.
Something different for Jared being locked up against the #1 ace on the other team.
One of the few times that it's happened this year.
Just once or twice.
It's amazing how that has worked out.
And it never usually does that.
Nope. Early on in the season, perhaps, if the off days match up with the opposition. It's usually maybe 1, 2 times through, and all of a sudden then you're, just kind of flip the coin. But Every time he's locked up with the other team's ace.
Yeah, you after that, you mentioned a third or fourth start, and all of a sudden you're up against the fourth and fifth starters.
Patterson hooking this one into the corner. Bobby playing the Karen, misplays it. And Patterson ends up at third easily. We'll see what they rule that, if it's a straight triple or a double with an error. So 2 outs, there's a man in scoring position, representing the tying run at the top of the order. Marco Scudero coming up.
It was elevated. Patterson was able to turn on it, goes right down the line. It's the corner, gets between the legs of Bobby Abreu, and Patterson with that good speed wasn't ever going to stop at that point. Cruises into third base.
And Patterson gets credit for a triple, his 5th of the year. And now Thompson faces Scudero, who's 2 for 2. A couple of singles and a walk. One ball, no strikes on the Red Sox shortstop. Kayasma, the third baseman, playing in a little bit toward the foul line. You see that too often, but the man at third trying to keep the ball from going down the line against Scudero. Not the typical no doubles alignment in the infield, but a little closer to the line than normal. 2 balls, no strikes.
And for Rich Thompson right now, you gave up that triple. You got to refocus yourself, throw strikes. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball didn't miss by a whole lot. And all of a sudden, Scudero becomes that much better because it's a 2-0 count, looking fastball for sure.
3-0. Darnell McDonald on deck. Getting the start at right field. J.D. Drew was scratched prior to the game last night with a tight left hamstring. That's a 4-pitch walk. Puts runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Mike Butcher out to pay a visit before McDonald steps to the plate. Bullpen has been somewhat rested, considering the games that have occurred. Obviously, the bullpen got used a little bit in that game on Monday when Dan Herron got knocked out in the 5th inning. But the usage was somewhat limited. Nobody's getting really extended out to 3-4 innings. There is no real designated long man out of that bullpen. Perhaps Francisco Rodriguez could be that guy, or even Rich Thompson, but there's not been one guy designated this year that if there is a quote-unquote mop-up role, he's the guy that's going to go out there and soak up 5 innings or 4 innings.
Yeah, everyone down in the bullpen right now is a 1 or 2 inning guy. So Mike Scioscia's going to have to use about everyone out of that bullpen today to be able to mix and match and have an opportunity to win the game.
Rookie Michael Kahn, who made his big league debut a couple of days ago. Or as Gooby likes to call him, Michael Shaka Khan.
No question.
Patterson over at third, and Scudero at first. Darnell McDonald 0 for 2. Strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. He swings at skies, went out toward right center field. Reggie Willetts got a beat on it. Calls off Abreu. Cuts in front of Abreu. Makes the catch. And there is out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at the Big A with the Angels still up 3-2. Now get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. Bottom of the sixth inning at the Big A. Angels up by the score of 3-2 on this glorious afternoon. Bobby Abreu, Hideki Matsui, and Howie Kendricks face Josh Beckett. Red Sox right-hander has thrown 81 pitches, 50 for strikes. He has limited the Angels to 5 hits. The Angels have capitalized. A couple of defensive misplays by the Red Sox defensively.
When the Angels scored that run to flare in the left field, a ground ball up the middle by Willits. Pop up by Willits, who's end up getting a double out of it. Sacrificed over, scores on a sac fly.
Abreu swings at the first pitch. It is no balls and a strike. Bobby is struck out, hit a fly ball to center. So he's 0 for 2, getting to start at right field. Torrey Hunter just getting the day off today, with Willits getting to start at center. Breaking pitch drops in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Martinez wants the pitch on the inside part of the plate, and it just misses off the plate to even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of times you see Beckett throw that all-speed pitch here to try to run it off the outside corner after a fastball inside like he threw.
Full count. Well, we've really seen some very good curveballs from Josh Beckett, plus breaking pitches. Then we've seen some that just come out of the hand, almost slipped out of the hand.
And you wonder if that back is still an issue with him. To be able to be successful with that pitch, you have to get out in front, keep that front shoulder tucked in and over that front leg and snap that arm.
That would foul back. May have gotten a piece of Martinez. The count remains full. By that reaction, the ball got a piece of Martinez.
And saying, let's just go. Certainly doesn't feel good.
Bobby skying this one to the left field line. Beltre, a long run out. Here comes Jeremy Hermida, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Go back to our Hyundai keys to the game, baby.
And the Red Sox struggles continue in the day games as the Angels lead this one 3-2. A couple baseballs that looked like had a chance of being caught. One in left field and obviously the one at second base. 9-17 in day games. Third worst in the American League. Very, very good at night. The Angels so far have taken advantage of the mistakes.
Here's Matsui, who has walked and scored and grounded out. That ground out was that terrific play by Youkilis at first base, leading off the bottom of the fourth. And that is in for a strike. Oh, 1. Down and away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott Shields still in the dugout after being pressed into action as a starter today, when we all learned when we started the show at the top of the hour. Manuel Pinheiro had been scratched due to a left oblique strain. No further word on the condition of Pinheiro. So Shields got the start, went an inning and 2/3, gave up the 2 Red Sox runs. Three balls and a strike on Matsui.
Well, a good time for Matsui just to crush a fastball now. 3-1 count. He's been hitting the long ball of late. Perfect opportunity to get that fastball. And they're going fastball. They're going to go away.
This one slicing toward the seats. Beltre runs out of room. It's full count on Hideki. Howie Kendrick on deck. Angels with 2 in the second, 1 in the 5th to take that 3-2 lead. Payoff pitch. Matsui pulls it over to first. This one backhanded by Euclid. Doesn't have to leave his feet this time, and there are 2 outs. So here's Howie Kendrick with 2 outs and nobody on. Kendrick had a single with a run scored at the second, grounded out in the 4th inning. So a 1 for 2 night. Or in this case, afternoon. Slowly merging into the evening. This one off the end of the bat.
And the pace of the game certainly has not been quick. Slowed down obviously early on with Pinheiro not being in the rotation.
Good looking lid right there.
Yeah, I've seen you walk around with that a number of days.
That was our secret. Out to center. Patterson breaks back, now comes in a little bit. Makes the catch and ends up being a 1-2-3 inning as the Angels go down in order. Through 6 here at Anaheim. Angels lead at 3-2. Boston setting up the heart of their order. Euclid, Ortiz, and Martinez here against Rich Thompson. As you see, a new left fielder. Juan Rivera takes over for Hideki Matsui. The pitch sails out of the hand of Rich Thompson, and it's ball 1.
And that looked like it was going to be a cut fastball on the outside corner. Got underneath it, ran up and in.
Euclid 0 for 3, a line out, a fly ball to left, and a ground ball to short. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away. Somewhat deep against Euclid. That pitch is up and in. It is 2 balls and a strike.
Another fastball. Harvey Wilson setting up on the outside corner and wants a target down at the knees. Up and in with that fastball. Missing by a lot.
Euclid has been known to get hit by pitchers. He's been hit 8 times this year.
Well, his approach is always to look away, so he's diving on the outside part of the plate every time.
Two-one pitch. Up and in. And Rich obviously just struggling to get that pitch out on the outside part of the plate. You see the frustration after those 3 fastballs that have sailed up and in. Fernando Rodney is now up and loosening. Euclid hits a high fly ball to deep left field. Rivera is at the wall. This game is tied. 19th home run of the year for Kevin Euclid. And his 62nd RBI.
And the 3rd home run of the game for the Red Sox. Now giving 134 as a team. Keep missing locations like Rich Thompson was at this at bat against Kevin Euclid. That's what's going to happen. And the fastball that Bobby wanted down and away. Middle part of the plate. Result, game-tying home run.
Now with Rodney loosening, Butcher goes out, talk things over with Rich Thompson. Beltre and Hall with solo home runs in the 2nd off Scott Shields. And now Euclid with a solo shot to start the 7th. Knotting this game up at 3 apiece. 9th hit on the afternoon for Boston. Doesn't get any easier with David Ortiz now at the plate. 3 infielders on the right side. It's a 1-for-3 afternoon for Ortiz. He had a single in the 3rd inning past the overshift. First pitch is in there for a strike. And no surprise, David Ortiz doesn't like the call. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Rich's 3rd inning of work. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. Gave up the triple and a walk with 2 out in the 6th inning before getting McDonald to fly out to center. 2-1. Rodney's just about ready. Victor Martinez on deck. Rich Thompson had 40 pitches thrown so far. 23 strikes, 17 balls. Chasing that high fastball. That's the pitch that Thompson got Ortiz on. It was the first batter he faced in the 5th inning.
And Rich is starting to miss consistently with location. Could be a situation, hopefully gets Ortiz out. Mike Scioscia may be going down to the bullpen.
Check swing on that fastball in. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch, got him swinging. Down goes Ortiz. There's out number 1. 4th strikeout this afternoon for Thompson.
3rd time that Ortiz has struck out in the game. Good curveball. It's got on top of that one. Very good. Snapped it down over the front leg. It's Ortiz swinging at that pitch.
First pitch is a strike to Victor Martinez. Red Sox catcher 1 for 3, had a base hit in the third. A couple of pop-ups the other 2 times. Switch hitter, but known to hit for average and power. That rare combination, especially from behind the plate. "31 years of age, formerly of the Cleveland Indians." 1-1 pitch. That is out toward left center field. Long run over for Reggie Willis and Juan Rivera. It'll be Rivera making the catch. That ball tailing back toward left. And there are 2 away. Hey, folks, groups of 25 or more can enjoy an exciting night of Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat. Be part of the fan experience that was voted #1 in all of sports. Book your group outing today by calling 888-796-HALO or just by visiting angelsbaseball.com/groups. Speaking of groups, a lot of kids groups here. Camps, 44,052 here this afternoon. Largest crowd of the 3-game series. Beltre fouls off the first pitch just above our head. I had you, Norm. I was ready. Stormin Norman, our stats guy, stands behind us. Didn't even break a sweat.
He is our Wizard of Oz back there. We need him.
He is the man behind the curtain. No, really, I think he was the guy that played that guy in the Wizard of Oz. This one down the right field line. It is foul. Now that you say that, look at him. Beltre in the hole at 0-2. We've just lost Gooby. Beltre 1 for 3, had a home run in the second. The other 2 times he's hit a fly ball out. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. Very kind of Beltre to pick that up for Bobby Wilson. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boston tying it up here in the 7th inning. Kevin Youkilis will lead off home run. Thompson trying to get out of it. With a 3-3 ties, Beltre fouls this one off to the right. Rich Thompson now is a little new career high for him as far as pitches thrown in a game, 50. Trying to finish off his 3rd inning of action. Another 1-2. Got Beltre swinging on that high fastball, but he did make one mistake. That was to Kevin Youkilis on a 3-1 count. Youkilis ties things up at 3. Beckett back out there. 96 pitches after 6 innings, 59 strikes. He struck out 3, walked 1, but had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. And here in the 7th, he'll face the bottom 3rd. Napoli, Wilson, and Reggie Willits. There's apparently a swarm of bees here.
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable right now.
Yeah, it's over on the first base side. It's at our level, the broadcast level here. Cleared out some of the folks. Remember last year at Petco Park, that kid who had the candy bar on the line. The ball boy, that swarm of bees ended up on that. Napoli pulls this one foul.
I'll gladly buy some cotton candy and throw it at them so they can enjoy that, rather than come around here.
So the San Diego Bees have kindly made their way up the 5 freeway, made their home here at the Big A.
Rick, you got us covered in here in case they make their way over here?
No.
Norm's on his own?
Norm is on his own. I'll knock down the foul ball. Bees, not so much. Napoli had a double the last time up against Beckett. He's 1 for 2 in this game. The double is 15th. And he got him. There's a little cut fastball, and there's out number 1. 4th strikeout for Beckett this afternoon. So a lot of those. Really, I'm sorry, but you go back to how that 5th inning started, when you start evaluating what Josh Beckett has done today, had it not been for that drop ball, he's been very consistent. The only exception being that double by Napoli. After that 2nd inning, you take out that drop ball, and all of a sudden, he's been pretty much lights out. He's thrown a lot of strikes.
There's that good velocity on the fastball, even though it's only his 2nd start since coming back. Now over 100 pitches now with 103 pitches thrown. Boy, still a sharp break on that cut fastball to be able to get Mike Napoli on a strikeout. There, another one to Bobby Wilson.
Wilson takes that pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike. Bobby had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. That was that ball that inexplicably fell in. Jeremy Armida deciding to play that ball in a bounce. That would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Got the Angels their first run. Kept the inning alive for Reggie Willis, who contributed an RBI single himself. And Bobby pulls this one down the left field line, just out in front of it. That's foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Bobby had a bat in New York similar where he pulled the ball foul, and then the pitcher thought that he was going to be out in front again. Same exact pitch this time. He kept it fair for a home run in Yankee Stadium.
And he got him with the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Beckett. 2 outs. Time now for the One West Bank One Person, One Play, brought to you by One West Bank. One person at a time.
And that was that pop-up that Bill Hall could not pick up out of the sun right away. You notice he had no chance, but Reggie Willis going hard. Here you have the batter's box, never slowed down, gets in the scoring position, ends up scoring at that point the go-ahead run.
Ibar with the sack bunt, Sturz with the sack fly, making it 3-2 Angels, with Boston answering in the 7th. Solo home run by Kevin Euclid. Willis shows bunt, takes down low for ball 1. Manny Del Carmen's up and loosening now. First action we've seen from the Red Sox bullpen this afternoon. This one found him on the left field line. Long run for Beltre. Nobody can get this one. Count goes to 1-2.
Beltre had to go a long way when you think about how far in he's playing, trying to take away the bunt from Reggie Willis. A chance to be able to catch that pop-up foul.
One-two from Beckett. Willis fouls it off. Tried to get him to chase. It's that little cut fastball or slider. 2-2 now. Fernando Rodney will be coming on in the 8th inning. Rich Thompson done after 3. Rodney still loosening in the bullpen. On the ground, off the end of the bat towards short. Scudero's down. And they retire Willits. Another 1-2-3 inning for Beckett. We are through 7 here in Anaheim. And we're still tied at 3. Start the 8th inning here at the ballpark. Adrian Beltre got it going, followed by Bill Hall. Solo home runs off. Scott Shields made it 2-0, but then Bobby Wilson. Here's that fly ball with 2 outs. And brought home the first pitch. Reggie Willis tied the game up with an RBI single. Kevin Dupless. After the Angels had taken a 3-2 lead. Tied it back up at 3. At the top of the 7th off Rich Thompson. Thompson goes 3 innings, strikes out 5, walks 1. Gives up 2 hits. Unfortunately, one was a home run to tie this game up. And now turns the ball over to Fernando Rodney, who takes over here. The 4-0 record at a 3.57 ERA.
It was a great job by Rich Thompson. Of course, Francisco Rodriguez, and under the circumstances, Scott Shields. So another member of the bullpen. Need to put up some numbers. Fernando Rodney, again, throwing first pitch strike, getting that first batter out, being consistent with the arm slide and utilizing that great changeup that he has.
Now Rodney pitched in Monday's game against the Red Sox, went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, including a home run. That was to David Ortiz, 2-run shot in the 8th inning. They'll face Vermida, Hall, and Patterson, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Vermida this afternoon 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to deep center. Leaves a changeup down low, and that evens the count at 1-1. Rodney falls behind on that fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Still got good velocity, good changeup, but location and consistency are the keys to Fernando Rodney. Three balls and a strike. Bill Hall on deck. In this series, we've seen the Red Sox scoring runs late against the Angels bullpen. As Hermida takes a strike. Monday night, they got 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. Last night, they got 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. Pick up the 4-2 win. Now it's up to Rodney and the rest of the guys to shut it down. Hermida swings and rolls it foul. Count remains full. Overall, unfortunately, gave up the home run to tie things up at 3. Rich Thompson did a nice job with the 5 punch outs. Missed outside. It's a leadoff walk to Jeremy Hermida. Hey, folks, on Tuesday, the 10th of August, all fans in attendance will receive a free plaid hat courtesy of AutoTrader.com. Come out to the Big A and see the Halos take on the Kansas City Royals and pick up that free plaid hat. Get your tickets today at AngelsBaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window. It's a pretty sweet lid. Not nearly as cool as that Angels King crown that was being fashioned earlier in the game, as that pitch is up and into Bill Hall. Hall 1 for 3 with a home run, a couple of strikeouts. And if you're out on safari, that might be a good choice.
So with the bees around here at the stadium today too, not a bad look either.
That might be the keeper himself. (1-0). And Rodney falls behind it. 2 balls and no strikes. Ibar is going to come in, talk things over. Bobby Wilson's going to go out there as well. And again, with that max effort, not everything has to be at 97, 98 miles an hour. Just dial it back.
I always believe the well-located fastball doesn't have to be that firm to fastball. To stay on top, trust movement, 92, 93, maybe 94, down in the strike zone. You're going to get a lot of ground ball outs, quick outs instead of long counts. And then become predictable fastball counts, and that's when you get in trouble.
Right, the thing is that you don't give yourself an opportunity. You don't give your ball club an opportunity by gifting base runners. There's your strike, 3-1. That's almost got to be the mindset coming into a situation such as this, considering the way the club has been swinging the bat, or lack thereof, over the last couple of weeks. Maybe I've got to sacrifice a little bit of myself, whether it's ego or otherwise, to kind of help out the ball club.
Yeah, the strikeout looks good, but the reality is an out's an out. So if you get a ground ball hit hard on the first pitch of a fastball for now, that's what you need to do.
And he just walked the first 2 men here in the 8th. Mike Butcher's going to come out. And it's going to be a meeting on the infield with Patterson due up, anticipating the sacrifice situation here. Hermida doesn't run that well. He's the lead runner at second base. Bill Hall, decent speed at first. Home plate umpire Todd Tichenor is going to go out and break up the meeting. And even more so in this situation right now, the odds are you've got a guy at the plate that is going to give you an out. if it is indeed a sacrifice situation for Eric Patterson. Hermida has drawn a walk, followed by Bill Hall picking up the walk. First and second, nobody out here in the 8th, tied at 3.
Well, this is definitely going to be a bunt situation. Now, if you're a pitcher, you got to bounce off that mound as quick as possible to give your team a chance to get that force out at third.
Ball 1. Fernando Rodney asking where that pitch was at. Todd Tichenor pointing to that pitch being down and in. Now, it's one thing if you think you're being squeezed and you're around the plate, but Fernando's been all over the place.
Well, you're never going to get a borderline pitch when you're all way out of the strike zone.
This one bunted up the third base line. Callaspo's got it, waits for it, and safe at first. That little hesitation right there, I'm not sure if Kendrick was late to the bag. But Callaspo had a little double clutch, and instead of firing it, especially with the speed of Patterson, decided the double clutch wait, and that cost him. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out. That's an infield single.
Well, one of those plays, too, they're giving you an out. You got to take that out in that situation. You just can't make mistakes like this. You've been doing it for the last couple games here against the Red Sox defensively.
And it all started with back-to-back walks to the 7th and 8th place hitters. As Marco Scudero takes a fastball for a strike.
And how many times have we said because of the walks, the infielders have a tendency to be in the back of their heels. It's human nature. Sometimes unable to make those routine plays because you're not as focused because the pitcher's not around the zone.
Well, the first 2 games, late in the game, leadoff walks have come in to score for Boston. Infield in. 0-1 pitch. Scudero fouls it off to the right. Boston with 10 hits on the afternoon. They've stranded 9. They've got the bases loaded right now with nobody out here in the 8th. The Angels 3 runs on 5 hits. They've left 3 men on base. Scudero backing out. Oh, 2 pitch. Shot foul.
Well, the best case scenario here in these situations, too, is that ground ball right back to you as a pitcher, go home to first to get a double play.
Another 0-2, and this one's bounced foul up the third base side of the Angels dugout. Hermida at third, Hall at second, Patterson at first. Scudero takes a changeup inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Darnell McDonald on deck. Kevin Youkilis in the hole. The 1-2. That is high and deep to left. Marco Scudero has just hit the Red Sox up with a grand slam. Sixth home run of the year for Marco Scudero, and now with 34 RBIs. Back-to-back changeups.
Back-to-back and elevated on the inner half. Comes a very hittable pitch. You throw the changeup, it has to be down with movement. If it's up middle part of the plate, it's going to be crushed.
Scudero's second career grand slam. Another poor outing for Fernando Rodney. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. A situation in which a guy about a day and a half late on your 95-mile-an-hour fastball and throwing back-to-back changeups, just doing a hitter a favor.
Let's talk about speeding up the bat. When you have a hitter late like that, you can't take that chance. Even though if you're trying to fool him, get him out in front, and that spot with the bases loaded, you can't. You got to go with that fastball to get that punch out.
One batter too late. There's out number 1. There's Youkilis coming up now. Youkilis 1 for 4, had the home run that tied things up at 3 in the 7th, his 19th of the year, 62nd RBI. Michael Kahn is up and loosening down. Rodney's at 25 pitches here in the 8th. Two balls and 1 strike. Ortiz on deck. Boston leading at 7-3. We'll see a Scudero grand slam after Rodney walked the first 2, and then on a sacrifice bunt situation, Patterson ended up getting an infield base hit to load him up. Full count. Count remains full at 3-2. Third walk of the inning issued by Fernando Rodney. Puts a man on with 1 out here. And Scioscia's coming out. Looks like that may be all for the right-hander. No signal as of yet. Now there's the signal. So the rookie right-hander Michael Kahn will come on in relief. We're in the 8th inning. Boston leads at 7-3. A pitching change here at the Big A.
elevated to Marco Scudero with the bases loaded. Hooks it right down the left field line for a grand slam. The 4th home run hit by the Red Sox hitters today. That is a Coors Light cold, hard blast.
Fernando Rodney giving up 4 runs here in the 8th inning. He's responsible for Youkilis at first base. He did it all in 1/3 of an inning. 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 hits, including that home run to Scudero. The youngster Michael Kahn will face David Ortiz here with 1 out, a man at first. In his big league debut on Monday, went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. Ortiz today 1 for 4. Base hit in the 3rd inning. He has struck out 3 times. Pitch on the outside corners for a strike. David doesn't like the call. Seldom happens.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a problem with the strike zone at all.
0-1 pitch. 0-2. A little bit more of an emphatic call by Todd Titchener. Youkilis with a short lead over at first base. The 0-2 pitch. Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kahn called up before the game on Monday. So Ortiz lays off that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A very good spring training for the Angels. Got 8 saves down at AAA in 26 appearances. A 1.95 ERA. Two. Got him swinging. A 4 strikeout afternoon for David Ortiz. 2 outs.
Another all-speed pitch, getting swing and miss down in the strike zone. Kahn throwing that slider, more of a 3/4 delivery. It's a swing and miss.
So 2 outs for Victor Martinez with Youkilis at first. 7-3 Boston here in the 8th. First pitch sliders inside. In the bottom of the inning, the Angels have the top of the order coming up. Ibar, Izturis, and Callaspo. Figure the end has come for Josh Beckett and his performance in this game. 7 strong innings. 5 strikeouts and a walk for Beckett. One pitch. Martinez fouls it off the left. 1-2. I'll leave it a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez, the 8th man to bat here in the 8th. Hermida led things off with a walk, followed by another walk to Bill Hall. Infield single by Patterson, grand slam by Scudero. 2-2. That is hooked and under the glove of Napoli into right field. Youkilis rounding second is heading to third. In there safely, no throw from the Brayer. The Red Sox have officially batted around now. And Adrian Beltre will step up here with 2 outs. One for 4. The one coming back in the second inning. 17th home run of the year off Scott Shields. Oh, one pitch. Swing and a miss. Beltre taking a big hack. Never gets cheated in his swings. It is 0-2.
No, his approach is trying to hit the ball as hard and as far as he can. Then makes the adjustment on occasion with 2 strikes on him.
Reaching for that breaking pitch. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Nice play by a fan here. This one's skied out to right. Bobby Abreu shading his eyes, comes in, looks like he's having trouble with it, but makes the catch for the 3rd out. But Boston takes the lead on the grand slam by Scudero. They are up 7-3.
Some good stuff. Fastball right there at 95. Curveball to Bobby Abreu gets a swing and miss. Spicer, fastball in the inner half. It's back at 7 solid innings. That is our Lexus pursuing perfection.
No, Red Sox lead it by the score of 7-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Manny Del Carmen, the Boston native, takes over for the Red Sox for Josh Beckett. That's Beckett went 7 innings, struck out 5, gave up 3 on 5 hits. Del Carmen this year has struggled a little bit. 3-2 record, an ERA of 5.
Del Carmen, pretty good fastball at times. Number 1 pitch, 90 to 95 miles an hour. Curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Del Carmen will face here in the 8th inning 1, 2, and 3. Ibar, Sturris, and Callaspo, as the Angels try to battle back here from a 4-run deficit late in this ball game. Fernando Rodney giving up the 4 runs in 1/3 of an inning in the 8th. Ibar 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs and a sac bunt. Been a tough afternoon for the Angels. Again, it all started with Yoel Pinheiro being scratched from his start due to a left oblique strain. Apparently, he's gone on and had an MRI, and the MRI has confirmed the left oblique strain. And Pinheiro is slated to miss 6 to 8 weeks. So with Scott Kazmir already on the disabled list, looks like Pinheiro will be headed there as well.
Well, that's a huge blow considering how well Pinheiro has pitched for the Angels this year. Well, excited showing the graphics coming into this game. So dominant at home. 7-2 mark, an ERA around 2.3.
Makes it that much more fortunate that Dan Herron is all right after getting hit on Monday night. Scheduled to make his start on Saturday. Oh-2 from Del Carmen. Ibar fouls it off the left. No balls, 2 strikes on Ibar. And he got him looking. Fastball on the inside corner. There's out number 1.
Well, that's one pitch that Todd Tichenor been calling all day long as far as that inside fastball. If you can hit that spot, you're going to get that call.
There's Meiser Asturis, who got the start today at DH. 0 for 2 had a sac fly in the 5th inning. At that point, had given the Angels a 3-2 lead. Oh, 1. Asturis takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Earlier, we were talking about the next road trip through Baltimore and Detroit. You were talking about the lack of offense for the Tigers, considering the injuries that they've had with Maglio and Inge out. Apparently, the Tigers have made a trade with the Cleveland Indians, picking up Johnny Peralta. Asturis takes that breaking pitch low. It's 2 balls.
Pretty good pickup for them. Oh, he's got pretty good numbers in his career against the Angels himself.
Tigers sending left-handed pitcher by the name of Giovanni Soto. How about that? Not the catcher. Asturis fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And those rumors and trades will continue to obviously fly over the next couple of days. Asturis goes down, swing on the off-speed pitch. Back-to-back punch-outs for Manny Del Carmen. 2 outs here in the 8th, and here comes Alberto Callaspo.
That one on the off-speed pitch. If you're a hitter against Del Carmen, you've got to be geared up for the fastball and then drop a changeup on you.
Callaspo in this one 0 for 3. Couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout. Two balls, no strikes. Callaspo, pardon me, Del Carmen, one of those guys has always had a very live arm. Rush it up there very nicely.
Also at times, though, control was an issue for him. Overthrowing that fastball when he doesn't need to.
Two and one. 3 balls and a strike now on Callaspo with Bobby Abreu on deck. The Halos will get the much-needed day off tomorrow, considering the way things have been going. Full count now. To the left, that's a base hit. Callaspo heading to second base, and he will be in there standing up with a double.
Still plenty of time to come back in this game also. Good approach by Callaspo going the other way.
Well, in scoring position now for Bobby Abreu. Take a look at that little flare double by Callaspo.
This is a great piece of hitting. Fastball located well by Del Carmen on the outside corner, but Callaspo just put it in play. Went the other way. You try to turn on that pitch, end up in a ground ball to second base.
Bobby's 0 for 3 in this one. A strikeout and a couple of fly ball outs. All 3 of those at-bats coming against Josh Beckett. Looking for his second win of the year. Missing a bulk of time on the DL due to a back strain. Looked very sharp this afternoon. First pitch is in there for a strike. Callaspo over at second base with 2 outs. 0-1 upstairs. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, evens the count. Ray letting it fly here with the 1-1 count. Now it's at 1-2.
That's another fastball up there at 93. As a hitter, you think that's a great pitch to drive, but when it's above the belt, getting closer towards letter high, it's very difficult to catch up to.
Del Carmen misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As it stands right now, looks like Michael Kahn will be coming back out for the 9th inning. He'll face the same 3 that Rodney had to face in the 8th inning. And it's full count. Try to get him that off-speed pitch. And a 3-2. Outside, he walked him. The running theme that is the arms in the bullpen for Boston. All very, very deliberate guys. Even Barr to a certain extent, but not as much as Papelbon, Del Carmen. They're taking their time and loading up, if you will, especially for a power arm.
You know, I'm surprised at that approach. The more time you're out there on the mound to think about what pitch you're going to throw, the more apt you're going to throw a bad pitch. Grab the baseball, trust your catcher as far as the game plan you guys designed before the game, whether you're a starter or coming out of the bullpen, and attack the strike zone at a quick pace.
Scott Atchison is up and loosening. He pitched in Monday's game. Gave up the home run Hideki Matsui in the 8th inning of that game. Juan Rivera steps in now. His first plate appearance of the ballgame came in as a defensive replacement for Matsui in the 7th inning. Matsui ended up going 0 for 2 with a walk. Eleven home runs on the year for Juan. If you like the fastball, you've got a guy that can rush it up there. Pulls the string on that pitch. It's 1-1. Good changeup.
Well, he got their number of fastballs out of the strike zone. He dropped a great changeup. Great arm action. 83 miles an hour.
Usually a pitch that guys fall back on, especially a curveball, to try to get them back on track to slow down their mechanics when they're a little bit wild with the fastball. As our pitch is down and in. 2-1. See Del Carmen right there kind of motioning with his hands about the location, the arm slot on those last pitches. They have been susceptible to the long ball this year, that bullpen for the Red Sox.
And that was supposed to be their strength coming into the season. And their starting staff, and then, of course, their bullpen with a lot of power arms for Terry Francona, but it hasn't been doing the job for them. That's why you see them 7 games back. Plus the fact they've had a lot of key injuries.
Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cayaspo, who had a double with 2 outs, is at second. Brea with a walk is over at first. Two. A long speed pitch almost hit Juan. It's a full count. The base runners will be going with the pitch with Kendrick on deck. Rivera puts it out towards shallow center field. Bill Hall makes a terrific catch to rob Rivera of a single and to end the 8th. What a play by the second baseman Hall. Just when you thought perhaps you'd had a little rally here, it is squashed by that catch right there.
Boy, I don't think he had a chance to make that play. Del Carmen happy that defensive play by Bill Hall.
We start at the top of the ninth inning. Michael Kahn back out for another inning of action here for the Angels, trying to keep it right there. Give the opportunity for the Halos in the bottom of the ninth inning, although there have been few signs that the Angels offense coming back to life. Granted, Torrey Hunter not in the lineup today due to the day off. Nice little threat there in the eighth, but Bill Hall making a terrific play to keep it a 7-3 lead for Boston.
Some amazing play to be able to, especially if it's a tough sky like it is, and be able to react off the bat, thinking that ball is going to be in the outfield for sure. All of a sudden, you get the tying run coming up. He's in good position to be able to make that play. He's playing up the middle, but to be able to react and jump up and make that type of play, it's outstanding.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hermida, who drew the walk to start the eighth inning. Kahn wanted to do baseball, flipped it back in there. Hermida had no idea, and it almost hit him.
Trying to change eye level.
Even between pitches.
Yep.
There's a strike. See, it worked. 1 and 2. You guys are sneaky.
Yep. Got to try whatever it takes.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Not a myth, is it? Umpire wants you to see the baseball, or you want to do baseball. Little tricks you played with hitters around the plate, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, especially in key situations where you would call a timeout, and that way you hope that you catch the attention of the hitter and you throw a slow pitch real high. And then all of a sudden the hitter will look up and try to track it. Then all of a sudden, if you can go right away and throw a quick pitch on the outside part of the plate and down, you get a bad swing. Believe it or not, Victor.
I'm trying to believe it or not, whether or not you played psychological warfare with kids younger than you as a veteran player. Hermida has drawn a walk to start the ninth. Brings up Bill Hall. Hall's 1 for 3 with a home run. Came back in the second. He broke his bat on that home run. Kahn's breaking pitch. Misses down and away for ball 1. Michael, the 5th pitcher used by Mike Scioscia. Scott Shields, the emergency start. An inning and 2/3. Francisco Rodriguez 2 1/3. Bridge Thompson with 3. And a Rodney 1/3 of an inning. And Kahn now has fallen behind at 2-0.
We talked about the need to throw first pitch strike, attacking the strike zone. It's been an issue out of the bullpen. The arms have been there, the velocity, the overall stuff. But it's that strike throwing ability.
It's like Kahn trying to just be too fine. Trying to nibble on that outside corner. He's fallen behind at 3-0. And there's a 4-pitch walk. So the ninth starts just like the 8th. Back-to-back walks for Hermida and Hall. Knuckleballer Tim Wakefield getting some work in. Oh, you talk about Josh Beckett and his lower back strain. Talk about a guy that has persevered throughout his entire career with back problems. Tim Wakefield.
He's a guy that can do so much for you. He can start, can pitch relief, can pitch in back-to-back days. Won a lot of games for the Red Sox.
Patterson takes a strike after showing bunt. 3 for 4 today with a triple, a double, a single. He's also scored a run. That single, an infield single, came as Patterson was trying to sacrifice Hermida and Hall. Bunted up the third base side. This time pass, but gets rid of it quickly. Here's out number 1. So the Red Sox up 7-4 here in the ninth, sacrificing a couple of men over for Marco Scutaro.
Number 16, shortstop, Marco Scutaro.
Kind of an odd situation, 7-3 lead, 4-run lead in the ninth inning. Now it's going to force the Angels to bring their infield in.
Big game for Scutaro, 3 for 3, couple of singles, a grand slam, 2 walks. A lot of sliders from Kahn. This one on the outside corner. Way outside. Not leaving the count.
And you look at the mechanics of Michael Kahn, the big thing with him, with that slider, because he's already opened up when he's delivering the baseball, a very difficult pitch to be consistent with. He's got to get that proper arm slot to have a shot at throwing a strike with that pitch.
Two-strike count on Scutaro. It's what he had against Fernando Rondi in the 8th inning when he hit that grand slam, his second of his career. Two and two. Hermida and Hall, respectively, at third and second base. Angels with their infield in. And it's a full count. Called strike 3. Scutaro goes down looking. Delayed call by Titchener. There's out number 2.
Boy, nice pitch here. Backed it up. A lot of times you'll freeze a hitter when you can flip that slider in when you don't have your proper arm slide in there. Not an easy pitch by design, that's for sure. It gets back up on you. So you always hear that cement mixer slider, but it worked. Got a big strikeout.
Red Sox hitters have struck out 12 times in this ball game, but none in the key situation when it counted. Most importantly, in that 8th inning, Darnell McDonald has a 1-0 count. 0 for 4 afternoon for him. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls, no strikes. Boston with 7 runs, 12 hits, 11 left on base. The Angels 3 runs, 6 hits, 5 left on. 2-0. Off the end of the bat, foul up the first base line. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch. Good fastball, 2-2.
What a good pop on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
McDonald hitting a high fly ball down the left field line. Long run for Juan Rivera. Near the foul line, it makes the catch, and there's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the ninth here at the Big A. The Halos down by the score of 7-3. The folks down at Huntington Beach enjoy today's beautiful weather. I want to remind you to visit the official online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. They got all kinds of stuff there. Gorgeous golf shirts, T-shirts, retro stuff, even memorabilia. Just visit the online shop, the official online shop at angelsbaseball.com. Boston makes a change. Ramon Ramirez comes on to get some work here in the ninth inning, replacing Manny Del Carmen, who went 1 inning, struck out 2, and gave up a hit. Also walked a man.
42 games for Ramirez. ERA 4.69 fastball, 89.94 slider, and a changeup, which is his best pitch. Throw that at any point in the count.
Long conversation between Martinez and Ramirez. The Halos here in the ninth inning have Kendrick, Napoli, Wilson, the scheduled 3 batters. Howie in this game, 1 for 3, had a base hit and a run scored in the second. He's grounded down, hit a fly ball to center. There's 2 other at-bats. Ramirez delivers a strike. Beckett in line for the win. He would pick up his 2nd of the year after going 7 innings. Fernando Rodney would take the loss. That ball literally bounced about 4 feet in front of the plate. Right at the cut of the grass in front of the plate is where that ball bounced.
See a mark right there, just as the grass and the dirt in front of home plate meet.
Two balls and a strike. There's that mark just in front of the home plate area.
Yeah, that's just not exactly where you wanted to throw that pitch.
Down the right field line. McDonald is over. Makes the catch, and there's out number 1. Here's Mike Napoli with 1 out, nobody on. Mike had a double in the 4th inning. He had a fly ball to center and a strikeout in his other 2 plate appearances, so 1 for 3. loss today would drop the Angels an even 500 record, 52 and 52, and would have to rely on the Oakland A's to win tonight in Texas to remain 8.5 back. A loss plus a Ranger win would put the Angels 9.5 back.
And of course, Tony Regan's going to be busy right now trying to figure out, along with Mike Scioscia, what's the next decision as far as the starting pitcher, with Pinheiro being out for that length of time.
One and two now. Dan Herron scheduled to get his start on Saturday. Irvin Santana will go Friday against Tommy Hunter. Feldman and Herron, Weaver and Lee on Sundays. This one's foul ball back right over our heads. The count remains at 1 and 2. Napoli goes down swinging, 2 outs. So Bobby Wilson will come up. Last hope for the Halos here in the ninth. 2 outs and nobody on, and the verge of being swept for the first time here at the Big A since 2007.
And also then falling 0-7 against the Red Sox this season.
Three more to play against Boston. It's coming up in a couple of weeks at Fenway Park. No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2 now. Bobby had an RBI single in the second, a 1-for-3 day. They're trying to go 1-2-3 here to close this one out. Boston leading at 7-3. Up goes Scudero, breaking that 3-3 tie in the 8th inning with his second career grand slam. And the 1-2. The Red Sox have just swept the Angels, taking the finale by the score of 7-3. Josh Beckett, in his 7 innings of work, picks up his second win of the year.
Well, I think what it came down to is this, to overcome an injury like that with Pinheiro, who's been throwing the ball so well, and then relievers force an issue. But again, you have to throw strikes. If you do, you have a chance. That much-needed day off for the Halos tomorrow couldn't come at a better time.
Beckett with the win. Rodney takes the loss, 7-3. Boston wins it, taking the finale of this 3-game set. Stick around for a complete wrap-up of today's game with Bill.